Morning, everyone. It's been a little while since I've made one of these. I was pretty busy. Uh, Lots of work when I got back from the trip. I went out of the city for about 3 days. Had a good time. Last video I made, I had just gotten kind of this area on this side here blacked out, and now I've got the wrap around the neck done. So it's all connected now in the back, and just kind of got these last bits here to do, and then we're going to black out some going up my head on the back too. I've got to shave my hair for that, and we're talking about kind of what we can do with these roses here, darken them up. I'm not going to be able to make them completely black, because if I did that, it would be just black blobs, because there's not enough contrast there between the other colors, like the white and the red ratio, to fully black them out without losing the shape. So I won't be able to black out my roses, but I will darken them up quite a bit, because they're quite light right now, and kind of the direction I'm going is less red, a lot more black. Probably still going to have some red at the end of it, but won't be as much. So today was a harder appointment than the last couple weeks, actually, because not pain-wise, but when you're getting these kinds of stretchy areas of your neck done, you got to really stretch out if you want to get the ink in solid, and it's kind of hard to do. Like, it's you have a reflexive kind of nature to you, where certain spots you're getting tattooed and you'll have like instinctive, your body is trying to protect. So like your shoulder will try and guard your throat or your neck. And in areas where particularly stretchy, you have to really bend, kind of extend at weird angles so that the ink will get in properly saturated. It's the difference in it looking spotty at the end, because it's not fully saturated, or it wasn't like stretched out enough to get all the black ink in. So anyway, that was hard to do, because I wanted it to be solid, so we had to do those spots quite a bit. But pain-wise, not too bad. There's quite a bit of blood here. You can see, again, anytime you get like heavy black work, you should anticipate quite a bit of blood. And that's fairly normal. Like, for example, I did this side laying, and then we switched and did the other side laying, so this side was on the table, and there was like so much blood on the cloth there, the paper cloth there, whatever it's called. It looked like I was bleeding out, but I wasn't worried. It was more funny to me than anything, like, because you don't feel that pain the way your body does sometimes. Like, you got the adrenaline and stuff, right? You're pretty numb by that point, and then you're like, oh god, I am human. That's always a funny moment. But yeah, so really getting close to the end of this particular project, and then we're going back to this arm to there's a few spots that need to be hit again. You can see it's a little spotty here, and that's to be expected when you're doing a full black cover up, and you're probably going to need 2 times to get it full saturated. Like right in there, I had some opaque gray, which you can still see. And I haven't decided how much of the red I'm keeping. I know I'm going to keep some, but gradually less and less is the idea. Like, when I started blacking out that arm, it was like, well, I'll just keep most of the red and black out some parts, and then it's, hey, let's black out most of it now. And it may turn to, let's black out all of it, except Spawn here. Spawn and probably his little skull cuffs are going to stay, just because I think that you should keep something there. I haven't decided whether I'm going to keep these little roses, actually. I know this needs to go, and I'm still on the fence about this skull. Maybe you guys can weigh in on what you think about that. I gotta redo this hand, because it's a little spotty on the knuckles. That's pretty typical. But anyway, after all that said and done, I was also talking to my tattoo artist today about what can be done with these stars. I'm not really feeling them so much. They're kind of, I got these stars done, I want to say 7-8 years ago. They were my first face tattoos, and they were really important to me at that time. But as time goes on, I'm liking these kinds of stars a lot less. The stars are kind of something that I used to draw when I was a kid. They'd be kind of like a signature for me. Like if I drew a nice picture that I really liked, I would have my name with those kinds of starbursts all around. And so that's why people are always like, what are the stars? Like, where do those come from? And well, it's kind of my signature and my art, strange as it is. So that's why they were incorporated in my first tattoo ever, which was my son's name on my left arm. It's my first tattoo, and they had those stars all over them. And so I just continued that theme. I got these stars. I got the star below my belly button. And then I ended up getting, I had stars on my hands. I've got 2 of those on my ankles. And then I have the ones on my face. So I had lots of these things, and I'm kind of phasing them out. But getting something done about these on my face in such a prominent area is a little bit tricky, right? Like, I don't want just big black blobs. And I think the more I do and the level I'm taking this to now, the more I kind of feel like they look like black blobs themselves. And so we were talking about maybe doing some silhouette roses, but I'm not sure how big they would have to be to cover, and I'm not sure what that would really, like, what the practicality would look like. So we're going to play with that idea. And if we can get it hammered out, I might do that next week. Because face tattoos, while very controversial, there's nothing more satisfying in tattooing for me. Because you see it all the time. I mean, it's not for everyone, and I'm not recommending, hey, you go out and get your face tattooed today, or ever even, for that matter. But for the people who do, they're probably going to tell you the same thing I will. There's nothing more satisfying aesthetically than seeing the face tattoo. Like, because if you've gotten to the point where you're going to get your face tattooed, you're in this culture and you love this stuff. And so seeing it so clearly on you, it almost changes the way you see yourself. It changes your image to you, you know? I'm sure it does to the public too, right? But you own it, and you're looking at it every day. You are living it, you know? Something like getting your butt cheek tattooed or something. Yeah, that's cool, right? I don't mind butt tattoos, but when are you ever going to see that? When are you confronting that? When are you living with that, you know? It's not punchy. You could go your whole life without ever seeing your ass tattoo or someone else seeing it. Like, you're not exactly inspecting your butt every day. I mean, unless you have something wrong with it and you're using butt cream or you're doing something like that. I mean, I don't want to go off on a tirade about butts, but they're cool. But you might get a nice, like, full body tattoo shot that you put on your Instagram or you keep in your house where you admire the nice work that you have on your butt. But you don't show off often. Like, there's nothing that shows more often than your face or like your throat or your hands, right? So those high traffic areas I find very satisfying. But of course, this stuff's all cool too. And I get to do videos like this at my home, and I get to see this stuff all the time, right? Anyway, I'm going off on a bit of a tear here. I'm not really sure what next week will be, because like I said, we got to finish these areas, the shoulder areas, so that could be it. Or if we hammer out an idea for this face tattoo modification, that could be it. Because honestly, as soon as we were talking about it, I mean, it's all I can think about now. And even after this, I'm gonna kind of look around Google, just Google, and kind of see what rose shapes I can find that might work with this. Because yeah, that's super exciting. Anyway, sorry it's been about a week since I've made one of these. I don't know who's really that concerned, but I do plan on keeping this a little more regular than this last week has been. Maybe like, I've decided maybe like 2 or 3 a week, just so it's not too much. I mean, I don't want to be talking about how my day was, like how work was. I don't want to do like a daily blog and that, but maybe just like kind of a mod journey. I'm pretty far in already too. It's a little weird for me to be starting that now. I should have started that 10 years ago if that was the point. But I mean, starting from the point I'm at anyway and carrying forward, I mean, God knows my journey's anywhere but done. Like I'm anywhere on the spectrum but finish. I mean, I could be just at the beginning for all I know. So anyway, I'll probably make another one of these when this is kind of healing up and talk about how it healed and stuff like that. So if you're enjoying these videos, make sure and share them and subscribe. And yeah, I'll be talking to you again soon. Thanks.